say that to enter any food business, any hospitality business, that good food and good service is your entry point. But what we need to be looking at is moving on to the experience, and the best ones design those experiences intentionally. The problem is that busy doesn't always mean profitable, full tables doesn't equate to loyal customers, and good service doesn't always directly relate to elevated experience. The reality is one visit, then nothing, and that is not good for business. You don't need more customers. You need more of your existing customers returning more often, spending more money per transaction. It costs 5 to 7 times more to acquire a new customer than it does to retain an existing one. But it's the retention of customers that actually drives us into profit. And as little as a 5% repeat customer increase will increase your profit by a massive 25%. Returning customers behave differently. They spend more. They want more of what you have to offer. They return more frequently, and it would be rude not to offer them more. One visit versus a relationship starts to build your super fan base. It might be £40, $40, or €40 if they come once, versus maybe 6 times that, which would be £240, dollars, euros. So it makes a massive difference. This is why experience matters so much, because experience is what brings people back. And when people come back, everything in your business becomes easier and more profitable. So how do we design an experience that brings customers back time and time again, so they spend more, increase spend per visit, build that loyalty and super fans, and then they start to bring in their friends and their relations. And you see how this is starting to build a business, not necessarily with more customers, just offering more to the customers you already have. Those customers that actually get you, those customers who we don't have to, it doesn't have to be everybody. You are not marketing to everyone. Marketing is a process of elimination. You want your kind of people to come to your business, not just anybody that doesn't appreciate what you're offering. So you need to build and design those experiences. And this is where a lot of value is lost, bearing in mind that people will pay more for an experience. So things like having no consistent welcome. What do I mean by that? Well, for those of you in America, and I've lived in Indiana, welcome to Moe's. I still remember that. Welcome. It was something that was said every time anybody walked through the door. Welcome to Moe's. But that could equally be welcome to Tina's Traditional, or welcome to Dragonfly's Delights Tea Room. If you have a consistent welcome that all your team is trained to say as somebody walks through the door, that's going to lighten the load. It's going to make them feel welcome. It's going to make them feel happy to be there. No storytelling. Well, let's look at those moments in time, those gaps where storytelling could help build a relationship. Also, no guidance through your offer. Let's take the tea menu, for example. It can be a bit overwhelming for someone, especially if they're not used to drinking different teas. They might not understand the differences. So something as simple as, we have 20 different types of tea, but don't let that phase you. I'm here to help you and guide you through the process. We have caffeinated tea on one side of the menu and decaffeinated on the other. Do you like something caffeinated that's going to give you a bit of a pick-me-up? Or are you looking for something more relaxing like a fruit or herbal tea? You see, guiding them through the offer. The next step goes on to what the next experience might be. So when they're leaving, it might be, have you enjoyed yourself today? If you have, you might be interested in an event that we have coming up next month. our event this month is going to be all around Downton Abbey, and you even get a chance to dress up. Oh, you'd be interested in coming to that? Well, if we make sure that we get your email address when we check you out, you'll get onto our mailing list and then you will be informed and we'll invite you to the next thing that we're doing. That's how you build in the next step to the next experience. So I often see this recurring pattern where we have a beautiful setting that we've created. We've got really lovely food. We've got a strong idea, a strong concept for what that tea room is going to represent. But we've not designed the experience for every single moment through their stay. And that's what we can do. I call it the experience elevator. It's a way about thinking about each visit and how it leads up to the next level of engagement, if you like. The model basically flows from initial visit, they have a great experience, they want to return, they want to spend more money, so you're getting a higher value, and you're building loyalty. You're building those super fans. So let's have a look at this. Every interaction should lead somewhere. And then we start building into customer lifetime value. And that starts to increase because they're not just coming once, one and done. They're coming time and time and time again, increasing that customer lifetime value. Then the welcome, where we're actually recognizing the guest. So when the guest comes to the door, obviously you're going to welcome them. Welcome to Tina's Traditional. Have you got a reservation with us today, madam? Yes, I have. What's your name? I'm Jane. Oh, yes, Jane, I see you're here with a group of 4. Let me take you to your table. We take Jane to the table, and on the table is her name card. It doesn't just say reserved, it has her name on a name card and the number of guests we're expecting. Now, that's both a cue for your team, but it also makes the guests feel special because they know you're expecting them by name, and that has an amazing impact. And then you follow up with, is this your first visit with us? So simple little cues that we can add to build experience. So let's have a look at the story. We're going to introduce each product nice and clearly, and we're going to give your team a nice, simple sentence, a simple phrase or soundbite that they can remember that's consistent with everybody in your team. How amazing would that be? What kind of experience, how would that make you feel if that happened to you? And that's how we start to build experience. So then what happens after the visit? We're going to invite them to return, or we're going to invite them to the next experience. So this is the important truth. You don't need more customers. You need a better way to engage with those that you already have. It costs so much more to bring in new customers, but it's so much easier to sell to those that already get you. So what this looks like. We're going to review your experience. We're going to identify those gaps, those moments that we could fill with experiential moments. And we're going to redesign the journey to make it much more intentional and much more experience focused. So we're going to review, we're going to refine, and then we're going to elevate. That's your role. Changing the way you think about your business. The experience becomes your brand, and transforming a service into an experience drives your business. Yes, this is me dressed as Mary Poppins. What did I have to say? Hello there, Tina Jesson here. We're at the Suburban Indie Home Show today, and I'm here as Mary Poppins. And we're having so much fun. We've got the table set up for our party that we're having on Sunday. We're here for 3 days. I'm here till 7 this evening. So pop along and see us soon. Bye. So as you can see, we're looking at your business differently. From arrival to departure, what actually happens from the guest point of view, and what happens next. So most businesses don't see this clearly because you get so caught up, don't you, in the day-to-day. And then you end up missing those moments, and those missed moments are lost opportunity. And sometimes you think, oh, it's too much work, but it's not. It's not. It's just the flow. It's just how you do things. It's just what you say. It's how you make the welcome. It's how you guide them through the experience. It's how you leave them, how you offer an invite for the next time around. It's just pulling that whole and orchestrating it together as a beautiful dance. But lots of businesses don't see it. And that's where I can help. So we're going to review, we're going to refine, we're going to elevate. We're going to step back and see the entire experience. We're going to identify the gaps and improve the flow and the value. The tweaks may be so small and almost seem unimportant to you as a business owner, but the impact can be so high, so huge. If you could increase your sales by just £3 per customer, that could be selling, I don't know, a cookie, a shortbread, a scone. And if you could do that with 100 customers each week, that's £300 per week, or $300 or €300, depending on where you are. But if you could add that £3, that's $3, €3 per customer to 100 customers per week, you would make over £15,000, dollars, euros per year. And that is why it's so huge and why experience is so important. 15,000, that's going to make one heck of a difference. That could be the difference between you taking a salary or not, or bringing in a new team member or not, or paying your mortgage this month. So let's continue the conversation. If this has made you think differently, there's a few ways we can continue this conversation. We can explore your business through a podcast conversation. This is a new thing that I'm doing, where we basically create a podcast for you to tell your story, to help you engage more with your potential clientele or your existing clientele. Professionally hosted by myself. You learn how to apply experiential creation within your own business. And we can do that through training. Or we can work together, more of a one-to-one, to refine your customer experience. So, like I say, if this has made you think differently, if this speaks to you, if this is something you'd like to work with me on developing further, then let's have a conversation. You can contact me through Tearoom Secrets. You can contact me through the Experience Academy. You can contact me through the Tearoom Secrets Facebook group, or you can email me at tina.jesson@gmail.com. I hope this has been helpful. But more importantly, I hope you find this way of thinking differently about building in experience is going to increase your revenue. And it's going to help you go from survival mode into thriving mode. And that's got to be good, not just for you as a business, but for your community and what you're bringing to the world. I'll see you next time. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.